Hey guys, welcome back to the AJ Analysis channel. We are back with another live stream. It's been a little bit too long since the last one. What, 4, 5, 6 days ago now. So we are back with a slightly different topic to what we've been talking about in recent times on live stream. We're talking about the defense today. We're talking about profiling the defense and things like that. But before we get into that, get in a chat and let me know how you guys are doing. How are we feeling? Like I said, it's a few days since we've spoken. Since then, we've had the Everton game, which was interesting, but we got the important 3 points. We've had a couple of videos go out on the channel, which perhaps we can talk about if you've got any questions, trying to remember what we've done. Some love for the hair in the chat. Thank you very much, guys. Greatly appreciated. The hat is finally off. Still need to sort out the background. There's like a rubber duck with a Santa hat on there. Not sure why that's a thing, but it is happening. Anyway, how are we doing in the chat? Code, good to see you. FP, Farouk. Josh as well, good to see you. Matt, hope you're well, my friend. Good to see you all in the chat. Spamming some love. I love to see it. Oh, hang on. This is just quickly trying to shut down. MUFC, good to see you, my friend. Nice trim, man. Thank you very much. AJ, my man, how are you doing? Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Thank you very much. Pretty good. Can you explain how Mount is going to fit into the system? Not today, but we will probably do a live stream on it after the international break when Mount is due to be back. And we'll probably do a video on it as well because it's a topic which I need to do a little bit of research into to try and kind of figure out Ten Hag's plan, but we will definitely talk about it at some point. Corey, my friend, good to see you. I hope you are well. Hope you've been good the past week or so, my man. David in the chat with the gifted membership. Thank you very much. What an introduction to the stream. Greatly appreciated. And look who it's gone to. Look who it's gone to. Just perfect. Just perfect. Thank you very much for that, David. Greatly appreciated it. Nev, good to see you. Hope you're well. Chad, good to see you as well, my friend. Hope you guys are all good. For a bit of context of what we're doing today, we're going through the Manchester United centre-backs. So, Lisandro Martinez, Raphael, Varane, Harry Maguire, Jonny Evans and Victor Lindelof. We may also do a bit of talk on Kambwala as well, and also Luke Shaw, because he kind of sometimes plays centre-back as well. What we're doing after that, though, is we are putting them into our own rating system. On the Discord, which is linked in the description if you want to check out the Discord, it's free to join. We've come up with our own rating system with inspiration from Devil's DNA on Twitter. Again, there will be a link to that in the description of the video, of the stream. So check out the description, a couple of links in there. But we've come up with our own rating system with the aim, basically, of quantifying the issues with the current Manchester United defence. Of course, as always, we use the tactical board as well to help us out. But yeah, we've got quite a busy stream today and a lot of input from you guys, hopefully. So I'm looking forward to this one. Hey, AJ, thoughts on Eric? Can he be the man to build a great force here if given the proper support? Genuinely, I'm so unsure. It's such a put me on the spot question. I'm really unsure of Eric Ten Hag at the moment. It feels like we need to see certain signs with playstyle to show that he can be the right man. But then it feels like we can't get those signs of playstyle, basically for reasons we're going to discuss today. So today might actually make you change your views on Eric Ten Hag a little bit, depending on how this stream goes. So we might have that effect. My man AJ having a fresh hairstyle that made Ten Hag jealous. I think he'd have been jealous of the old one as well. Hello AJ, how are you? Not bad at all, thank you very much. I hope you are well as well. Anyway, let me quickly try and give you a bit of context with the rating system we've come up with. So what we've tried to do is simplify the role of centre-backs into 4 main areas. AJ, your eyebrows are dashing. I get ridiculed for my eyebrows on a regular basis because they are basically the size of my forehead. AJ, INEOS feel exactly the same way as what you just said. Yeah, and I feel like they're stuck a little bit. They've got to be stuck a little bit. Lisandro Martinez, Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Maguire all possibly back for the Brentford game. Is that the first game after the international break? If so, that's good news. Maybe Rasmus Højlund back this weekend as well. We'll cover the Liverpool game later in the week. Anyway, what we've got here is our own rating system. Again, inspired by Devil's DNA on Twitter, but we've tweaked it and come up with an improved version, in my opinion, to specifically focus on centre-backs. The idea is by doing this, we can figure out the strengths and the weaknesses of all our centre-backs. And then if we put that all together, we should see the strengths and weaknesses of our centre-back system as a whole. So not just the centre-backs individually, Lisandro Martinez or Varane, but the whole squad depth situation. So what we've got first up here, top left, I hope you guys can see this, is in possession 1 and 2, and then we've got out of possession 1 and 2. So in possession 1 is going to be related to build-up play, kind of playing out from the back when you play against a high press, for example. We've then got the progression phase, which is a little bit higher up the pitch when you're sustained possession trying to progress the ball. We've then got deep defense 1, which is known here as out of possession 1, which is about, again, obviously deep defense, box defending your box, same thing, I've just said the same thing twice there, aerial ability, blocking shots, things like that. And then we've also got the press and transition defense, so how you defend when you are much higher. What we want to do is try and rate all of our centre-backs on a scale of 1 to 5 for each of those things, and then I think you're going to learn something pretty interesting about our centre-backs, because I have done a rough version of this with my thoughts. Hopefully you guys can help with that, but you're going to see maybe Erik Ten Hag's biggest problem this season, and actually why Ten Hag deserves a little bit more time, maybe next season. So this might change some opinions. Manuel, good to see you, my friend. Would you abandon YouTube if Manchester United hired you to help scout players? If they pay for the travel, yes. No, I wouldn't quit, actually. I'd still do some. Can't see AJ flying off to South America to scout players. If they pay enough, Alex, good to see you, mate. Anyway, which defender would you like to start off with today? Which centre-back would you like to start off with? I think today's stream is going to have slightly less people than normal because it's a bit of a less clickbaity title. We're not talking about necessarily the game coming up, but I want to go through the defenders. We can go through the order we've got here, or if we go, we can just come up with our own order. Is it good if I rejoin the membership late this month? Of course, my friend. There is never any pressure to become a member. If you've ever been a member, that will give you access to the Discord stuff. You don't have to become a member every time. No pressure at all, mate. Do it whenever you fancy. I'd go to Antarctica to scout if United paid. If they provide me with some warm clothing as well. Absolutely. Kumbuala because he's got a cool name. Alright, guys. One name in the chat. Which centre-back would you like me to start off with? My preference would be one of the senior guys, so Lisandro Martinez, Varane, Maguire, Lindelof, or Jonny Evans. Nuruddin, though, before we get into that, with the 10 gifted members. Thank you very much. So, if you see a name pop up here, you have just been gifted a membership from Nuruddin. What an absolute legend. Thank you very much, as always, my friend. Guys, spam some love hearts in the chat. Get some, what do we say? Churn the tap green. Is that my saying? Or something like that. Spam some love hearts in the chat. New members, get those W's in the chat. Yeah, do that as well, guys. Turn the chat green. So if you are now a member, you've got new emojis and stuff like that you can use. And Nuruddin's dropped another 10. Nuruddin has gifted another 10 memberships. So another 10 of you are now a member as well. I believe we are up to over 200 members on the channel at the moment for the first time ever. And I'm pretty sure, you know, over 100 of those comfortably are from Nuruddin. What an absolute legend. So 20 of you guys, 21 including David's donation earlier, 21 of you guys are now members. Pretty sick, pretty sick. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciated, as always. What was that comment on Kumbuala I saw just a moment ago? I'd say we don't know enough about him to rate him off the bat. Need to gauge him based on the others. I like it. I might start... We're going to start with Varane, I think. I think we're going to start with Raphael Varane. So, we're going to go back over to the document. What I want to do is talk about Varane, for example, in IP1, which is what he is, in possession 1. So in possession 1 is this thing up here. I hope you guys are seeing this. So it is first phase progression, build-up duties, playing out from the back, short passing, close control, scanning, and composure. Then what we've got at the bottom here is a rating of 1 to 5. So 1 would be that they're poor, 2 would be that they're average, 3 being good, 4 being excellent, 5 being elite. We can tweak that if you guys want to tweak it a little bit for better wording. That's up to you guys. But we are rating them not just compared to... Wait, AJ become a member? Is that me? Did I just become a member? If so, shout out at me. We are rating them compared to just centre-backs in the world. Centre-backs in world football. So straight away, yeah, I think we'll start with Raphael Varane. So we're going to start with in possession 1. So build-up duties, we are talking about when Raphael Varane has the ball and basically is playing out under pressure. So if he's got the ball in this sort of position here, perhaps he's received from Onana, and oh, we've got a little bit of lag there, but the opposition are going to press us high, How would you rate Raphael Varane in this department compared to centre-backs around the world? If you think someone like, I don't know, perhaps Lisandro Martinez or Urian Timber or Virgil van Dijk, they might be some of the top ones in the world. And then you've got some of those Luton players, perhaps, for example, they may not be the best at it. They would be a lower rating. So what do you guys reckon? MUFC saying average, which I believe was a number 2. Manuel saying 2-3, no higher, and then saying actually definitely number 2. So again, we're talking about ability to play out from the back for Raphael Varane. Let me know what rating you want to give him. Alex, good to see you, mate. I hope you're well. Hope you're well. Where's the needs improvement rating? We're not talking about improvement and stuff today. Today we are breaking down literally profiles of footballers. We're not talking about what they could be in 3 years. We're talking about right now, where are they with their game? Because we need to assess where the Manchester United defence currently is, so we know what we can do moving forward. So I'm seeing several people saying 2, and I think I would agree with that. I think I would agree with Varane being a 2 here. Now, for now, ignore the average at the bottom. It's not too important for now. In possession 2, sticking with... Hang on, actually. What way do you guys want to do this? Do you want to go through a player at a time? So we can do Varane in possession 1 and 2, out of possession 1 and 2. Or we can do in possession 1 for Lisandro Martinez, Varane, Maguire, Lindelof, Evans. What way round would you guys rather do that? Just quickly let me know. It's completely up to you guys. I've never seen Varane with the ball in pressure and been, yep, we will progress from here. I agree. We might come back to some of these ratings towards the end, but I think 2 is about right for Raphael Varane, because he's not bad at it, but he's also probably not good at it. I think average is about right. So there's some debate in the chat here. Okay, I'm going to quickly make a poll because you guys have gone 2 different ways on this. So I'm going to put what order, and then we're going to go all IP1 or player at a time. Mark, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're well. Just lurking for now, joining properly later. Lovely stuff. Quickly vote in the chat. Vote in the chat, guys. Let me know which one you'd prefer. I'm literally going to leave that up for like 30, 40 seconds. And just see what people are going to prefer. So the instinct instantly is 1 player at a time. There's no right or wrong answer on this, by the way. Also, while you're doing that, whilst you are down there voting in the poll, if you could also leave a like on the stream, that would be greatly appreciated. Like I said, today's one of those ones which probably isn't going to get hundreds of people in here at a time because it's not clickbaity. But for those of you guys which like the nitty-gritty of the analysis, it's perfect. Edward, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. I hope you're well. Hope you've been having a good week. Hope you enjoyed the game at the weekend. Hope you've been enjoying the content this week. I think if you go a player at a time, it's a lot of repetition. Doing a section at a time will will avoid repeating. Yeah, I'm just going to see whatever the poll goes for. Didn't notice the notification. All good, mate. You're here now. All right, so you guys have gone for a player at a time. So we're going to go for a player at a time. Nuruddin has just gifted another 10 memberships. Nuruddin, what are you doing? What are you doing apart from putting in a ridiculous amount of support for this channel? Another 10 gifted memberships from Nuruddin. I don't know. Thank you, obviously. I don't know what else to say. Thank you so much, mate. Guys, turn the chat green. That's how you say it, right? Spam some love hearts in the chat. What a hero. Trying to get Corey a membership. The problem is I don't think the gifted just go to people who are actually watching at the time. I think it goes to like random people who are subscribed, I think. So you've got about 23,000 people to go through. He's just gifted another 10. Guys, he's just gifted another 10. We've not even been live for 15 minutes yet. And this man has gifted 40 membership. And David has also gifted a membership as well. Nuruddin, protect your own bank account as well, my friend. Thank you so much. 40 gifted memberships. What a king. What an absolute hero. Thank you so much, mate. Thank you so much. I fear this stream's just going to be me saying thank you. Nuruddin, please fix Old Trafford. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Anyway, Raphael Varane. So so much. Hang on. We just got a bit of lag here. I think you've actually crashed my thing from... There we go. I think we're good again. Okay. So, for anyone who's joining late, we've made our own rating system on Discord. Discord is in the description. We're currently talking about Raphael Varane, and we are rating on a scale of 1 to 5 his ability in Possession Phase 2. Now, Possession Phase 2 is the second phase. So we're talking about ball carrying, progressive passing, ball retention, and then just passing in general. So if we quickly go back to the tactics board here, we're talking about when we're a little bit higher up the pitch. You know how United recently tend to often shift to that sort of back three formation, which a lot of sides use at the moment. So let's say Luke Shaw across, Lisandro Martinez here, Raphael Varane into this sort of situation. Maybe Dallo inverts. It doesn't matter too much. The system isn't too important. How good do you think Raphael Varane is in these positions? Again, rate him on a scale of 1 to 5. Is he someone who is elite? That would be a 5. So that would be someone who is elite at carrying the ball forward into midfield. Someone who is elite at passing forward through the lines. Someone who really progresses us. A 5 would be that. Nuruddin just gifted another 10 memberships. He's on 50 already, and we've been live for 16 minutes. Nuruddin! What are you doing? Thank you so much. Thank you. I don't know what to say. Just buy United. Yeah. Do you want to just buy my channel? You can have it if you want. 20 quid and it's yours. That's not legally binding, I hope. Anyway, let's focus on Raphael Varane quickly. Raphael Varane, in these sorts of situations, Callum has also gifted a membership. Thank you very much, Callum. We're on 52 gifted Nuruddin's gifts another 10. Lads, we're trying to talk football here. I can't get a word in edgeways. Thank you again, Callum, Nuruddin, David, all of you, for the gifted memberships. Is that? I don't even know how many we're on now. It's a ridiculous amount. Corey's still not been given it. Oh, Corey. When the luck doesn't go your way, it doesn't go your way, mate. Wow. I don't know what to say. Anyway, refocus. We need to get through this. Raphael Varane. Progressing the ball from this sort of phase here. Where do you rate him on a scale of 1 to 5? So to quickly go back to the other document. 1 would be poor. The members are popping up blocking my rating system. So 1 would be poor, 2 would be average, 3 would be good, 4 would be excellent, 5 would be elite. Where would you rank Raphael Varane? I'm gonna read a couple of replies, and then I'm gonna read out what the monstrosity I've just seen in chat. So I'm seeing someone say a 2. It's quite obvious what's happening, by the way, guys. So I've seen someone say 2. I've seen a couple of people say 3. I think Nuruddin is broken. Is Nuruddin glitching or something? He's just gifted another 20 memberships. Nuruddin, bro. I'm lost for words. Thank you so much. Guys, churning the tack green, whatever it is I say, isn't enough. It's not. Is there something more we can do than that? Nuruddin, I'm going to send you my hat or something. That's what I'm going to do. Gonna make me cry. Oh, don't cry. Corey gonna bankrupt you? YouTube's bankrupting you, mate. I tell you what, we actually need to talk about football for a second, so I'm going to read out what he's just done again in a second. So guys, Raphael Varane, give me a number, 1, 2, 3 or 4. Where would you put him at? Give him the email to the channel. I mean, he's just gifted another 20 memberships, so I might as well. Do you just want the account? Do you want a camera? Do you want to join a video or something? We can make that happen. 20 more, this is legendary stuff. It's beyond legendary. I don't even know. I'm literally lost for words. I'm not a man which is very often lost for words. I'm very opinionated. I talk a lot. People who know me can attest to that. But I'm lost for words. I am lost for words. Insane. Absolutely insane. Edwick asking, what are we doing, Mr. Beginning? What we're doing is, on Discord, we created our own rating system to our own statistic, if you like, our own rating system inspired by Devil's DNA to rate and quantify the profiles of the Manchester United centre-backs, the centre-backs in particular. So what we've got here is top left, we've got in possession 1 and 2 and out of possession 1 and 2. And these are split into phases. So we've got build-up play would be in possession 1. So this would be first phase progression, build-up duties, short passing, close control, scanning and composure. So playing out from the back, things like that. We've then got the progression phase, which is in possession 2, which is this stuff, out of possession 1, out of possession 2. Rate the players on a scale of 1 to 5, and then at the end we might see where some of the flaws in the squad is, where we need to recruit in the future, what sort of profiles we need, but also maybe why Erik ten Hag has struggled this season. Nuruddin has gifted another 20 memberships. Is that 100? I think that's 100. It might even be more than that. Plus the Callum and David gifted memberships as well. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Did Corey still not get one? Poor Corey. Someone just PayPal Corey the money for it. Am I friends with Devil's DNA? I don't know him in person, but we do message. Chad didn't get it either. YouTube knows. It's tormenting you. It's tormenting you. It's listening to you. Once more. Anyway, so Raphael Varane in the in possession phase 2. So, second phase of progression. Again, ball carrying, progressive passing, ball retention and passing. Would we rate him as poor, average, good, excellent or elite? Before we do anything else, give me an answer to that in chat. 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. Where would you rate him? Nuruddin's just on another one as well. He's just on another. Nuruddin, we've got plenty of streams coming this week, by the way, so don't use them all here. Ban Nuruddin, he's addicted. Yeah, someone take his card away from him. Thank you very much, Nuruddin. Legend. Do you say a rating of 3 or 4? So that'd be good to excellent. So this is the in possession phase 2. So this is him when it comes to ball carrying, progressive passing, ball retention and passing. 2.5, I'm not allowing it. I want your no on the fence. Matt with a membership for 4 months. Love hearts for Nuruddin and churn the tat greener than ever. Honestly, the chat is green. The tat is greener than ever. Because pretty much everyone is now a member apart from Corey and Chad, the poor guys. So I got a 2 here. I'm seeing a 1. I'm seeing 3 or 4. 3 I'd say. 2, 2.5. 2. 2 for sure. He's so awkward on the ball. So the case I would make for Varane is I think he's good with the ball carrying. Again, if we look up here, look up this section up here, guys, towards the top of the screen. He's good at the ball carrying, I think, Raphael Varane. I think he's quite effective at that. Is he good at progressive passing? I don't think he is so much. Ball retention? I think he's pretty decent. Passing in general, questionable. So I would say 2 or 3. I'm seeing mostly 2s in the chat at the moment. So again, so ball carrying 4, ball retention 2. So does that average out as a 3 maybe? Just spam which number you think it is in chat. Whichever one I see more of, that's the one we're going to go with. That membership thing is not going to stop, by the way. Because I think when they get gifted, it goes through them twice as well. So we are about to see 200 notifications on there. Alex, good to see you, mate. Managed to catch you live briefly. I can see Nuruddin has gone a bit nuts with gifted memberships. Top man. Yeah, someone needs to take Nuruddin's card away from him for his own personal safety because he's an absolute legend and he never stops. He never stops. I was thinking 3 because he doesn't lose it very much. If you buy me FIFA 23, we're square. I can't even play it with you though. I'm on the wrong console. Okay, I'm mostly seeing 2s for Varane so far, so I'm going to put a 2, but we can always come back to that. Next up, out of possession once. So this is his box defense. So this is deep defense up here, if you look up here. So this is aerial ability, blocking, box defense, shot prevention. How would you rate Raphael Varane? For me, I think elite. I think he is one of the best in the world. I honestly think he's one of the best ever in box defence. That's my opinion. But let me know yours in the chat. I would have him at a 5. So again, this is deep defence. So aerial ability. The ball's coming into your box. Can you head it away? Someone's about to get the shot off. Can you block it? Things like that. What would you rate him at? I've seen a couple of 3s. I think that's a little bit harsh. We're talking about, again, Raphael Varane here, just to confirm. I think in terms of purely defending his box, you think the City game, you think things like that. He is unbelievably good at getting the ball away. So we're going in this box here. So if you rated him as a 1, that would mean he's poor. If you put him at a 2, that would mean he's average. 3 would be good. 4 would be excellent. 5 would be elite. In my personal opinion is that he's a 5 here. That's my opinion. 4 or 5, he's right up there. I think he's one of the best in the world in the box. I think he's right up there. We're not going to see many 5s today at all. But here is one, if you ask me. I'm not having it any lower than 4. He's excellent or elite. Just seeing a blend of the 2 at the moment. So I think we've got 4s mostly at the moment. So I'm going to put 4 for now and we'll come back to it. I wasn't listening what we're talking about now. Raphael Varane, box defence. Rating of 1 to 5. It's 5 all day. I think it's a 5. I'm mainly seeing 4s in the chat, so we'll go with that for now, but I might overrule that because I think it's a 5. I think it's a 5. I think it's a 5. Anyway, we've now got out of possession phase 2. So we're talking about pressing high and also defending transitions. So we're talking about channel defense. You know, so when the ball is chucked in the channel, how well do you deal with that? Ground coverage. So some of that will be how quick you are and things like that. But also strong front-footed tackling. High pressing. Duel winning. I think Raphael Varane has declined a little bit in this area. So when United are playing a high line, I'm going to change the first one though to a 5. I think that's a 5. That's a 5 in my opinion. I think he's up there. I think he's right up there. Here we go. Channel defense, a 3. So good, yeah, without being elite. I like that early on. I think he's lost some of the pace he used to have. And also, what I do want to focus on here is the first words here. The high defense, the high pressing and duel winning and tackling. He isn't someone who wants to go towards the ball, which brings his rating down a little bit. AJ went against a group and changed the rating. He's a dictator. Sponsored by Nuruddin. Not sure about one of the best ever, but definitely one of the best in the world right now. I think he's up there ever in his peak, but yeah, definitely right now he's one of the best. So people saying between a 2 and a 3 for this. Yeah, at his best, Varane was much better in this out of possession too, because he was a bit quicker. He was a bit more athletic, could cover ground a bit better. I think he's probably a 3. I think I would have him as a 3. Ground coverage, not what it was. Channel defending, not what it was. Duel winning, not what it was. And he isn't a high presser. I think he's a 2.5 realistically, but I've said we're not allowed to do that. I'm going to go for a 3, I think, here. Now, I'm going to go through this a little bit quicker than what we have so far because there is a lot to get through. And we're going to now move on to Lisandro Martinez. Varane might be a 4 for that instead of a 3, but we'll come back to it. We're going to go on to Lisandro Martinez because the point is going to become clearer when we get towards the end. Chad has become a channel member once again. What an absolute legend. We've still got names coming in over here, by the way. Thank you very much, Chad. As always, appreciate the support and the compliments which always come with it as well. In possession 1 needs to be a 3 in my opinion. My fear is his press resistance and things like that. When people really put him under pressure, I'm worried about him. Anyway, Lisandro Martinez in possession 1. So we are talking now about Lisandro Martinez's press resistance, his build-up duties, his short passing, his close control, his scanning, and his composure. I've realised that I'm like the wrong side because when I'm looking over here, I'm not looking at that, am I? I think Lisandro Martinez is high for this, by the way. If you want my opinion, I'm talking... Again, for Lisandro Martinez here, we're talking a 4 or a 5 in my opinion. I think he's one of the best. I think in the first phase, in fact, I think he is the best. not the best, sorry, but he's like in that top category. I think he's elite. Edwick, I haven't. I've been linked it by FP, but I haven't actually read through it yet. How about it's good to see you, mate? Easiest 5 I've ever given? I think so. Mark's saying, because he done this the other day, in possession 2 for Varane, I gave him a 3 because I think he's improved. Last season would have been a 2. I think that's fair enough. I'm undecided on a couple of these. Like I said, we might come back towards the end. Yeah, he's that guy in the first phase. That's probably the best way of describing it. This is why you guys do the talking, not me. Lisandro Martinez is a 5. I'm interested to hear your thoughts on this next one, though. Second phase progression. So in possession 2. What we're going to see, by the way, by the end of this is where holes are in this squad. They're massive. It's terrifying when you actually see it written down. So, Lisandro Martinez in the second phase. Ball carrying. Arguably not his strongest point. He's a good little dribbler, but not a ball carrier. He doesn't like stride out from the back. So interesting. Progressive passing, right up there. Passing in general, right up there. Ball retention would maybe be a slight question mark as well, simply because he likes to be quite adventurous with his passing at times. I don't think it's a weakness as such. But, yeah. Availability and age should be a criteria, mate. We're only looking at profile of footballer here. We're only looking at profile for now. We can look at age and stuff another day. For now, we are talking about profile. What are you good at football when you're on the pitch? Because, again, that's going to point out a flaw here. Recently, he's been better at carrying. It's 4 due to the ball carrying. I think a 5 would be going too far. I don't think he's a 5 because of that lack of ball carrying and not the elite retention. I'm happy for him to be in a 4. I think he's still pretty excellent. Maybe a 3. Probably a 4, though, I would imagine. Or, again, he's probably one of those 3.5s, isn't he? But I think he's a 4. I think, actually, we're playing against a low block. We've got the ball, and we're trying to break a team down. You want Lisandro Martinez on the pitch because he can fire these passes through the lines. The members are still going, by the way. We're going to go for a 4. Now it gets a little bit interesting. Out of possession 1. So this is Lisandro Martinez. We are talking about aerial ability. Not a great start. Blocking, decent. Box defence, shot prevention. Let me know what you think. Again, a rating of 1 to 5. Now the idea is, what we want to do by doing this is, if you had literally the perfect centre-back pairing, they would rate as a 5 for IP1, IP2, OOP1, OOP2. So when combined, they would equal a 10 across the board. That's not going to happen. We are not going to be able to make a centre-back pairing of 10s because it's never going to happen. But if you can start to build a defence where in the 4 stages, in the 4 phases, their ranking combined is a 7 and 8, you're getting somewhere with your squad. And that's the direction United want to move in. Chad for the 3 months saying, hit the like button, cowards. I'm not calling you cowards, he is, but honestly, hit the like button. I really recommend it. I've heard pretty crazy stuff happens. Spoiler, guys, we've probably seen all of the 5s for today. Now Lindelof might get one for being ice cold or something. I'm interested to hear your thoughts on this. So I'm seeing 2, 3, 3, 4, 2, 3. I think he's a 3. He's not average. He's better than average. He's a good defender. I don't think he can ever be an elite box defender, though, simply because as the ball goes wide, it comes in. He's just not the guy to go win it. His reading of the play is quite good in those situations. But just physically, you know, he goes up against Haaland. It's a long day for him. It's a long day for him. So I think he's in a 3 here. Manuel doubling down as well, saying, yeah, you heard Chad. Cowards. Guys, hit the like button. Manuel, thank you for being a member as always, my friend. Just a heads up, don't do this for Kim Min-jae and think about the fact we didn't sign him or you'll cry. If the 100 gifted members don't make me cry, that thought, mate. Thanks, mate. You've really cheered me up there. So what do we reckon here? Do we reckon a 3? I think a 3 is fair. I think he's better than average, but I don't know that he's excellent. He's got physical drawbacks. Out of possession 2, I'm interested to hear your thoughts here. High defence. So we're talking about high pressing, which he's pretty good at. He likes, you know, when those centre forwards come a little bit deeper, he likes going up, hitting them. We all enjoy watching it, right? It gets a good cheer going. Duel winning. Pretty decent. A pretty good duel winner, I would say. Nice and strong. He's not a 3, but he's not a 4. Yeah, again, he's probably that in between, but I think he's closer to good rather than excellent because there's a lot of centre-backs in world football at the moment. So, yeah, I think I'd have him in good. Again, I think just the fact that if a striker pins him, it's a bit too easy. If the ball comes in, it's a bit too easy. Anyway, sorry, the high defence. Tackling, good. He's a good tackler. We love him going into those tackles. Ground coverage? Not very. He's not the quickest. I thought he was going to be quicker when he joined, I'll be honest. He looked a little bit quicker over the neat Eredivisie. Hasn't translated as much. Channel defence? No. Not in my opinion. I think, again, if we go over to the tactical board to kind of put a better picture of this. Oh, a bit laggy. Sorry about that, guys. So members coming through, I'm pretty sure is the problem. When you are high pressing defensively, I like him in the sense of when he's in these areas, going in here, with strikers which drop deep. I think he's really good at that. I think the second you ask him to go out here and defend, you've got a problem. So I'm not having him as a 5 because he's just not. Is he a 4? I'm not sure he is. For me, he looked quicker when he came back from the second injury. Yeah, possibly he was quicker before injury. He was a little bit more too heavy last season. Yeah, I think he has lost a little bit of weight this year. Where would you guys have Lisandro Martinez? AJ saying 3? Yeah. It's where I'm at. Is he a 3 or is he a 4? I'm a little bit unsure. That Salah clip. Yeah, I still think that Salah clip is obviously a one-off. You can make anyone look bad with a clip. It doesn't look great for him, though. 3. In certain roles, he could be a 4, but for covering, he could be a 3. I like that. I like that as a summary. His channel defense is above average, agreed, but his anticipation when defending on the front foot is elite, so I'd give a 4 overall. Okay, maybe what you can do, you don't actually have to do this in chat, but maybe in your own head, give him a high pressing rating, give him a duel winning rating, a tackling rating, a ground coverage rating, and a channel defending rating, and see what your average is. Just quickly do that in your head and then put that number in chat. So I was thinking about it, high pressing, he's probably is he elite? No, he's probably a 4 at his high pressing. Duel winning, he's probably, depends on the size of the strike, 3.5. Tackling, I think he's good. 4. Ground coverage, average, I would say 2. Channel defense, average 2. So what does that bring him at? Just over 3. That's just me thinking out loud. If you guys want to do the same. Is that about right, or have I been a little bit harsh there? Or have I been a little bit generous? Let me know, let me know. He's a 3.6, so he's a 4. I'd say 4, to be honest. Yeah, in certain roles he could be a 4, but for covering 3. High defense 5. High pressing 4, duel winning 4, tackling 5, ground coverage 2, channel defending 3. Yeah, so that would bring you out at about... Can we do 0.5s? Do you reckon that's a little bit naughty? This really does feel like an example of a 0.5, though, more than the rest of them. Okay, here's a good question, actually. Do you think he's as good as Raphael Varane at this? Because Raphael Varane's a 3. Is he better than Varane? In terms of combining all? High pressing 4, duels 3, tackling 4, ground coverage 2, channels 2 equals 3 exactly. See, I think I agree with you. I think your duels, you might have been a tad harsh. Ground coverage 2, channel defense 3, high pressing 5, duel winning 3. Tackling 4. The last 2 categories should be 3.5. I think he complements Varane well. I'm really stuck on this. What I'm going to do for now is put him as a 3, but we will definitely come back to that, as we will with Varane as well. We'll definitely come back to it. Harry and Maguire in possession 1. So we are again talking first phase. Build-up duties. Are you press resistant? So when we play out from the back, Onana to Maguire, striker comes towards him. How good is he? Is he press resistant? Build-up, short passing, close control, scanning, composure. Where would we have him here? I tell you now, he's not elite. I think he's better in other areas. You know, in possession 2, I think we'll see something different. But not here. I included aerial duels for Licha, so that's why it's a 3. Yeah, I think it's around a 3 for Lisandro Martinez. 3 for sure. Good. 5, 5, 5, 5 overall 20. This season only, the player in general. So obviously I don't think he's poor. He's at least average. He's not elite and he's not excellent, I don't think. Not in the first phase. You've got to consider there are games where Erik ten Hag goes, no, we're not going to play Harry Maguire because they're a high pressing side. If you remember first half of the season, there were games we would literally avoid him. He's not someone who can, you know how sometimes our centre-back moves higher, past the full-back into midfield and is asked to receive. He can't really do that. I think when he's got time, he's unbelievable on the ball, and you'll see that in the next one. But I think when he's pressed, he might be a 2, or is he better than Varane? He might be a 3, he might just be good. You know, he's just good at it, he's decent at it. He's basically a Luton level. Confidence has knocked him down a rating. Okay, I think 2 is... I think 1 is more fair than 3, so everyone seems to be going for 2, and I'm happy with that. He's probably similar to Varane, to be fair. And if you remember that stage in, what was it, November, December, Ten Hag wouldn't play the pair of them together against teams which pressed high. Probably for that reason, because they were average. So again, we are now straight away starting to see a theme here. We're starting to see a weakness in the squad. Yeah, Matt, I love that. At times he's looked like someone who could be a consistent build-up presence, but it's been a while since he's been doing it like that. You don't think he's better than Varane? Yeah, Varane's more two-footed, for example. We'll have him as 2. How about here? In possession 2. In my opinion, this is one of Maguire's biggest strengths as a footballer. Ball carrying, I think he's really good at carrying the ball. I don't know how many of you guys are England fans. World Cup 2018, false 5. He would dribble it the whole pitch at times. I think he's good here. Progressive passing, I like him a lot. Passing, I like. Ball retention, I like. I like him in his department. And you guys have got ball knowledge because you are straight away dropping 4s. Manuel, I've just seen your comment. It's meant to be a goat, and if you see it closer, it is, but I see what you're saying. 4? Everyone's just gone straight for 4. I don't think there's much room for debate here. Lovely stuff. How about out of possession 1? So, this is deep defence. So, this is aerial ability, blocking, box defence, shot prevention. I think he's great here. I think he's really good. I was just thinking of the 2018 World Cup. He was immense. He was. Yeah, Chad, same. I think deep defence, he's probably not quite as good as Varane, right? I think we see Varane is the creme de la creme. He's really top. I think he might be more of a 4. I think he is excellent. He isn't as good as Varane. Yeah, I think I agree. Yeah, Manuel, I can't unsee it. Why have you done this? You've ruined my whole channel. 3 to 4. Yeah, think of his box defence. Purely box defence. Those crosses coming in. He's headed them away. Blocks. He is like Varane, just not quite as good. So I'm happy to go for a 4. And then this one here. Eesh. High defence. So high pressing. Duel winning. Tackling. Ground coverage. Channel defending. Eesh. Is he arguably a 1? Hang on, if we're still comparing him to centre-backs around the world, Manchester United probably don't have a player who is in a 1 category. You know, we're a big old club here. We have some of the best players out there. He's not good at it. He's average or he's poor. He's poor. I think he's poor. It does feel harsh. It does feel harsh to say 1. It feels harsh, but we've got to be honest about his profile. He, you know, channel defending, he can't do it. Ground coverage, he can't do it. Tackling, I think he's decent. Duel winning, depends on the situation. Tricky strikers do him in. High pressing, no. His duel winning and his hassling help him to be a 2 instead of a 1. He's probably, again, that 1.5 sort of player, isn't he? I think I might go for a 1. Yeah, this is actually a really good point. Is his high pressing defending as good as his playing out from the back, or is it worse? That's a good way of wording it. I like that. If you go through it, yeah? Again, do this all the time for all of them if you want. High defense, 1. Fair. High pressing, 1. Fair. Dual winning, 2. I'd maybe consider a 3, probably on that. Tackling, 3. Ground coverage, 1. Channel defense, 1. Yeah, he is 1 or 2. He is 1 or 2. Ooh, what do we go for? What do you guys want to go for here? He can be aggressive at times, but he gets caught out. He turns so slowly. My personal thing is probably a 2. But I might be being biased because I quite like him. Tackling is bad too. He fouls quite a lot. Yeah, fair point. I'm really stuck here. It's rare to preview a game and say, yeah, Mags will lock him up, no problem. Yeah, unless it's some big old... Yeah. 2, let's move on. I think I'm going to go for a 2, but again, we can definitely change it. Tell you what we'll do. Once we've done all the ratings, we'll go back to each player and change one thing. Okay, a lot of people are now saying 1. We're going to go 1. We're going to go 1 and move on. Yeah, we'll come back and do a poll on those at the end. Anyway, Lindelof. Oh, Victor Lindelof. Let's not be harsh on him here. He's a good player. He has a skill set to offer. Yeah, we'll do polls on him at the end. So Lindelof, build-up duties, short passing, close control, scanning, composure. Now, again, I think people are going to be really critical of Lindelof, but I think it's important with fair. He's 2-footed. Lindelof is 2-footed. And something to consider is that when we have struggled this season to play out from the back, Ten Hag has turned to Lindelof as opposed to Maguire and Varane at times. Remember that. Now, granted, Ten Hag's made some weird decisions this season, but just keep that in your mind. 2 to 3. I think he's definitely better than Paul. He can play out from the back. He can play out from the back. He definitely can. He's 2-footed. He can play right centre back, left centre back. That shows he's 2-footed. A 3 in my eyes. Yeah, I'm tempted by it. I don't feel we were better with Lindelof in this area. I think we were playing out from the back. Of other areas, he's going to struggle, I think. I love Lindelof. He has passion, ball playing ability, and he's so versatile. No other of our centre backs would play left back. Okay, so at the moment I'm seeing mainly 3s. That might be the same people saying it. He is better than Maguire in the first phase, and he is better than Varane in the first phase. Let's make that clear. In the first phase, I think he is better than those guys. Again, we can come back and change it later on, but in the first phase, I do think he's better. In possession 2, ball carrying. Progressive passing. I think his progressive passing is borderline non-existent, by the way. Sorry, little rant. Ball retention, passing. He's got those long passes over the top. I quite like that from him. How often do you see Lindelof stride out from the back and carry the ball forward? Not often. How long do you see him passing through... Or, sorry, how often do you see him passing through the lines? Not often. He really needed to have his ball-playing qualities emphasised and coached. Yeah, he's almost turned into someone who's okay at everything, amazing at nothing. Yeah, I don't know that his profile was ever going to make him an elite defender, but we could have made him a really good ball player, and we just didn't. Under Ollie, he used to carry the ball. Yeah, a little more. Yeah, to be fair. I'm thinking back to particularly this season, which might be harsh, but recency bias maybe. I can't remember what game it was, but do you guys remember? I'd done a video, and I believe Lindelof played left back. We had Maguire left centre back, Varane right centre back, and in possession that turned to a back 3. Lindelof left, Maguire middle, Varane right. If you remember, there was a graph we had. There was a graph from the game, and Maguire's ball progression numbers were astronomically clear of the other two. Like, the other two, nowhere to be seen. A to the J, according to FBref, Lindelof's ball carrying is in his 71st percentile, which is surprising. Yeah, it's a little bit higher than I thought it would be. Perhaps swayed a little bit by left back in recent times. That would boost his numbers a little bit. But yeah, that is higher than I was expecting. What would you guys have him at then? I think there's a bit of a indecision on here. I don't think he does progressive stuff. I think he does passing well. I think he's decent ball retention. But I don't think he does progressive play. A 2, says Corey. 3, says Manuel. 2, says MUFC. 2, says David. Is he better than Varane at progressing the ball? And things like that. I'm not sure he is. I think Varane's the better ball carrier. I think he's about the same. It's either 2 or 3. Yeah, that's literally what is going on in chat as well. I'm seeing 2s, I'm seeing 3s. We're stuck between the 2 a little bit here. I think he's probably the same as Varane. I think he's perhaps better with his longer range passing, which is something I should have included on this. That's my bad. But Varane is better at the carrying from the back and things like that. So I think a 2 might be a fair assessment. His ball retention is better. His progression play is worse. If he gets a 3, Varane has to get a 3. That's where I'm at. This should be his best 4 or 5, but you can't claim more than a 3 at best. Shame. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're spot on with that idea of this is where we should have focused on him. Two. Okay, what we might do is do this as a 2, but this might be the stat we revisit on him. I think because we're United fans, we also get these kind of sentimental value a little bit towards the players. A poll? Okay, let's do it to a poll. We'll come back and do the other ones as well at some point. So, Lindelof, IP2. Oh, I've typed 1 accidentally because I'm stupid. What are the options? 2 or 3? That's where we're at, isn't it? Yeah. Right, there's a quick poll. This poll's not going to be up long at all. Highlight revisit ones? Don't worry, I got them in my mind. Which ones we got to come back to? It's on 100% on voting 2 at the moment. Does anyone think he's a 3? There we go. I'm gonna wait for this to get to say 20, 25. We're on 56 likes, by the way, which is insane. We can get that higher though, for sure. The poll doesn't make it right. Yeah, for sure. But I really want to get your guys' opinion on it. On this channel, the input of you guys is as important as my input. So when I'm a little bit unsure, to go to you guys for a little bit of assistance, I think is a nice way of doing it. 2 has won. Yeah, but yeah, we're going to go for 2. 2's on 77%, so I don't see that changing. We'll go for 2. Again, we might revisit it. Anyway, out of possession 1. Lindelof. Aerial ability, blocking, box defence, shot prevention. Not his strong suit, let's be honest. Not the best box defender in the world. If you think back to the Ollie days, do you remember that? I can't remember who we were playing at the time, but there was a spell of games where it just felt like every week a ball would come into the box and like Calvert-Lewin would just bully Lindelof. Madhu, good to see you, my friend. Hello, I'm late, I guess. Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. 1 or 2? Yeah. He's not a good box defender. He's poor or he's average. Minus, is that 10,000? Yeah, it might throw out our averages a little bit. Lindelof FBref stats are not great for defending. Yeah, be careful with FBref, particularly on defensive stats, simply because teams which have a decent amount of the ball, the defensive numbers come down a little bit. Could you, Edwick, see on the FBref report, if you go to a more detailed version, could you see like his duel percentages rather than duels won? So aerial duel percentage, successful 1v1 tackles, that sort of thing. That's a bit better. I think this is a 1 though, I can't lie. It sounds really harsh to put any player at a 1 for anything, but he is poor in the box. He is poor. He is poor, but we've seen him get bullied many times in the box. He is poor. So I think that's right to go for that. I think it's right to go for that. Out of possession 2. High defence. High pressing. Duel winning. Tackling. Ground coverage. Channel defending. He's not the slowest player in the world, but he's not the quickest. He's not the most powerful, but he's got a little bit of agility to him. He can win a tackle without being the strongest. Does that make him average? Does that make him an average defender? In terms of the press and the transition defence? His detailed defensive stats are also poor. Well, it doesn't look too great for him at that point then. He said in his interview the other day that he used to be a defensive midfielder. I can't help but feel someone ruined him. Yeah, honestly, as a kind of a holding midfielder, if he'd have stayed there his whole career and focused on being like a retention-based player, yeah, he might have had a better career, honestly. I mean, he's done it right for himself, hasn't he? He plays for Man United. He's done it right for himself. 2s are what I saw straight away. Anyone have anything different to put to that? There's too much recency bias with Lindelof. I do agree. He is a player who one moment is like great. He's a great squad player. Then the next week people dislike him again. But I do just think... I think he's average. I think he's better than Maguire. I think is the way I'm trying to think about this. I think he is a level above Maguire because he can move more than Maguire can. Lindelof, you know, is literally playing left back at the moment. So he can channel defend. He's not great at it, granted, we've all seen it. But he is someone you know, can you imagine us putting Maguire at left back? No, because he can't channel defend. Lindelof is a little bit better at it, so you can occasionally kind of shuffle him in there. Ground coverage, he's not the quickest, but he can do it. I think he's just average. Just completely average. Nothing more, nothing less. I think that's where I'm going to put him. We've had this weird fascination with denying players alternate positions for a while. I wonder which ones are in the squad right now, which just should be playing somewhere else. He's been helping filling injury gaps. That's a general plus in my honest opinion. Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. He's been useful for us this season. I do still think he's a decent squad player. But actually purely rating his profile, which is what we're focusing on today, it doesn't look so good for him. Jonny Evans time. I just shuddered at the thought of Maguire at left back. Jonny Evans might be the last player we do here, because the other two we haven't got enough of a sample size at centre-back in my opinion. So today I think we're going to go just for the 5 senior players. Luke Shaw classed as a left-back, so we'll go for these 5. Going to throw a weird one at you, Anthony at left-back. Yeah, I wish there was some way we could find an example of him trying to defend that area to see what he could do. It's difficult to know if he could translate his game there. Jonny Evans, anyway, first phase progression. Build-up duties, short passing, close control, scanning, and composure. Jonny Evans, how good is he at that? Is he poor? Don't think so. Is he average? Is he good? Is he excellent? Is he elite? I don't think so. So he's in that 2, 3, 4 bracket realistically. Again, a reasonably two-footed player. Someone who can play right centre-back, someone who can play left centre-back as we've seen this season. The only thing I find with Evans at times is when we play out from the back against a press, sometimes he does pretty well. He just does these random passes where he just lays it about 4 yards short of his target and just puts it out for a throw-in. That annoys me a little bit, but I think in general, he's a 2 to 3, and I think he's closer to a 3. Yeah, realistically, let's think about Ten Hag's approach as well this season. In games where we have faced presses, he has, in general, particularly earlier in the season, steered away from the Maguires and the Varanes, and he's moved towards the Lindelofs, the Evans, which would suggest they are a little bit better, and I think he's right with that. So I think he's a 3 here. I think he's a 3. This next one is where I really want your guys' help, because this is where I get a little bit stuck. In possession 2. Where would we have him here? A solid 3, but pulls 4s from his bag. Yeah. Except for his pace, he's a 5 for me, emotionally. Yeah, we love him, don't we? Anyway, sorry. Second phase, Jonny Evans in possession 2. So we're talking about second phase progression. We're talking about ball carrying. We're talking about progressive passing. We're talking about ball retention and just passing in general. You know, can he keep the ball for his side? Can he keep it ticking over? Can he switch it up with longer range passing, safer passing? Can he carry the ball forward? Let me know what you think. Finally found a channel which is authentic. Thank you very much for the kind words. Welcome to the channel. I hope you enjoy your stay here. Hi everyone, sorry I'm late to stream. Good to see you, my friend. No worries for being late. The stream is going to be made private for a little while after when we're finished, so I can upload a video, but then later it'll be back, so you'll be able to watch it back. Members will be able to watch it back whenever as well. So a 3, says Manuel. I've seen a couple of 2s in there as well. This is probably, of the whole list, the one where I'm the least certain. Jonny Evans. Just because he's been at United for less amount of time in recent years. So we haven't seen as much of him. We haven't got that sample size. Ball carrying, progressive passing, ball retention, passing. Is he a 2 or is he a 3? Is he a 2 or is he a 3? By the way, guys, I don't know if you're starting to notice, but the table we're coming up with here, you're going to start noticing a horrifying weakness coming soon. The amount of times I've seen him pass and move recently makes him a 3 for me. He is also someone who does that role of stepping into midfield sometimes. Is he better than Lindelof here? Yes. Is he better than Varane? Perhaps that's the question. Is he average or is he good at it? He's a good ball playing defender, but is he good at progressing? Is he good? Can anyone quickly take a look at his FPRF report to give us a rough guide? Obviously, that's not gospel, but... Bobby the Bob. Good to see you, mate. Hi, AJ. Been a while. Is that a real background? Looks class. Yeah, it's a real one. Hence, there's like a hole in the wall there and like a rubber duck up there. It's just because I couldn't be bothered to set the green screen up, I'll be honest. For sure, better than Varane. I'm way more comfortable with him on the ball. Do you think that transitions also to actually progressing it as well, though? Rather than just comfort, do you think also that translates to ball progression? I'm not disagreeing with you here. Just interested to get your thought. Average 3. Average is a 2, by the way. So it's 1 is poor, 2 is average, 3 is good, 4 is excellent, 5 is elite. Do we need a vote again? I don't want to waste too much time on this, though. Is he better than Lindelof at progressing the ball? I feel like he does get stuck a little bit. Also, but we've got to almost be a little bit harsh here. Progressive passes to 25th percentile, progressive carries to 35th percentile. Now, again, you've got to apply context to that. We're not a great side at having a lot of the ball. We don't put, at the moment, a load of focus on our centre-back's progression abilities in recent weeks. And, of course, you've got to consider where he was playing last season. But I think he might be a 2. I think we've got to be harsh. We've got to consider centre-backs around the world. Is he one of the good ones at moving the ball forward? Or is he actually like, yeah, he's decent at it. He's pretty basic. He does a job. So is he a 2 and Lindelof goes to a 3? Could it be, is this the solution? Do we do that? I wonder if we're there, maybe. I wonder if we're there. Let's move on to out of possession 1. So this is deep defence. I think for me, this is probably his strength. So we're talking aerial ability. We're talking blocking, box defence, shot prevention. I quite like him here. I think this is one of his strengths. Let's not lie, he's not elite. There are so many centre-backs in the world which are better at defending their box. Is he excellent? Is he as good as Harry Maguire? Is he as good? Again, because we've got to consider recency bias here. Lindelof as a 3 is too close to Lisandro Martinez as a 4. Yeah, I like that. I think that's a fair point, actually. Again, we can probably do with 0.5s. We might change it in the future. Similar level for me. Is he an excellent box defender? I think he's really good at dealing with crosses into the box and things like that. The thing which is holding me back a little bit is, let me just read it, shot prevention. AJ, stop saying that. You'll make me rethink life with your is he better than. Yeah, I'm just trying to contextualise it as much as possible in my head. His box defence has been super this season. Yeah, absolutely incredible. He's been really good this season. But we've just got to consider, in the grand scheme of centre-backs around the world, is he one of the excellent ones? Does Jonny Evans rank in that top 2 brackets for anything, realistically? This is where the 0.5 should come in? Yeah. For blocks, the 96th percentile. That's terrifying, by the way, because that shows how much box defence we've had to do. Maguire should be a 5 if Evans is a 4. So Evans 3. I think he just makes it to 4. I personally would go 3, but if you guys want to go 4, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I'm not gonna, riot or anything like that. I'm gonna type 4. This is a big moment. I think that's generous. You should include 0.5s for this reason. Yeah, we'll do 0.5s for the next stream, I think. We were too far in when we decided that today. Plus, I'm a little bit short on time today. But in the future, we will use 0.5s, I think it'll make it a bit better. We got a 0-0 at Anfield with Evans and Varane. Yeah, fair point. That's enough. Give them both 5s. Out of possession 2. High pressing. Duel winning. Tackling. Ground coverage. Channel defending. Jonny Evans. Channel defending. No. Ground coverage. No. High pressing. Not in my opinion. Or use a 1 to 10 rating. Yeah, that's not a bad strategy either. Duel winning. Yeah. Tackling. Yeah. I'm thinking 2, I'll be honest, guys. I think he's just bang average at this. He's not as good as Varane, let's be honest. He's probably around that Lindelof level. Maybe even the 1, yeah. I think the 4's too high. I'm going to move him to a 3. Sorry if you guys hurt me. I'm going to put him there. And I think he's a poor high defender. Guys, okay, maybe let's spin a logic on it. This weekend, just imagine it. Well, we are actually. We're playing Liverpool, and I go to you. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to play a really high line, and we're going to start Jonny Evans at centre-back. We're against Darwin Núñez. What do you reckon? If he was 5, you'd go, absolutely bring it on. If he's a 4, you go, yeah, we've got this. If he's a 3, you'd be like, yeah, okay, we can do that. A 2, you'd be like, okay, let's go for it. A 1, you'd be like, help us. Is that like a nice different bit of context? I think if you're thinking about it like that, if you tell me we're playing a high line with Jonny Evans, which is what this high defence, high pressing is all about, I would be terrified. He would struggle like an average defender. Would he struggle a bit more than an average defender? Would he struggle more than Lindelof? I think he would. Just. I think he's like, again, he's probably that 1.5 category. If you put it like that, then it's a problem, so a 1. But if you do it for smaller teams, then a 2. Yeah, fair. He's not 2 because Lindelof is 2. Yeah, I think 1. Evans better at dueling, but Lindelof has more pace. Yeah, I think Lindelof just edges that. So, basically, the idea behind what I was trying to come up with here, the whole reason we've done this, was to consider something. We want Erik ten Hag to play a certain brand of football. We want him to play, first of all, possession football. We want to play out from the back. We then want to sustain possession and progress the ball well. Out of possession, we then want to press incredibly high up the pitch. I think that's long-term what we want this club to be. Or, at worst, a mid-block. We want to be a proactive style. Yeah, everyone does it these days. Everyone plays from the back, sustain the ball, move the ball forward, good attacking football, and then teams counter-press, press, yada yada. Now consider what ratings we've got here for different players. So what did I say at the start of the video? Start of the stream. I said the perfect centre-back pairing would be made up of 2 players who rank as a 5 for everything. So as a pairing, each category they would have a 10. So the 2 of them together, in possession 1 would be 10. In possession 2 would be 10. Out of possession 1 would be 10. The duo combined. Now, of course, we're never going to get that. I don't think there's a centre-back pairing in the world which is made up of 10s across the board. It's just not happening. It's not happening ever. 9s, fair play if you can get 9s across a centre-back pairing. Fair enough. But I think what you should be aiming for, if you want to challenge for the title, you probably want 8s across the board as a combination. I think that would be fair to say. And then if you are looking for that top 4 battle, you would want to be 7s across the board. So say in each department, you would have a centre-back who is excellent and good between them, everything. Try and make me a centre-back pairing there real quick, which combined ranks at a 7 across everything. I'm not sure if there is one. So let's go Lisandro Martinez and Varane. So they've got a 7 in the first box. But in the next box, they become a 6. So below average. Out of possession 1. Box defence, they're an 8, which is good. High pressing, they're a 6, which is just not what we're aiming for. If we're aiming for 7s and 8s across the board, again, go Lisandro Martinez and Maguire. So we're a 7 in the first phase, which is good. We're happy with that. It's a 7, although it's a little bit one-sided. In possession 2, okay, nice. Box defence, even alright. But now we try our out of possession 2. We've got a combined score of 4. Lindelof and Martinez. In possession 1, okay, they're good from the back. In possession 2, Martinez carries. Out of possession 1, it's a no-go. The box defence is terrible. And then out of possession 2, it's a no-go. We've got a combination of 5. Lisandro Martinez and Jonny Evans. First phase, good. Very solid pairing. They're an 8. Nice. Next phase, Lisandro Martinez is carrying it a little bit. Then box defence, it's only coming to a 6. It's not really the level we need. And then out of possession, the out of possession 2, the high press, the high defence, we're getting a total of 4. The point I want to make here was to put the numbers to kind of not defend Erik ten Hag, but perhaps explain it, to quantify our opinions on these profiles of footballers. Because we sit here and say we can't play, like, Maguire can't play a high line, Varane can't play out from the back, but at the same time we sit here and say Ten Hag should have us playing football which plays out from the back and should play a high line. So it doesn't quite add up. When we then quantify it like this, put it into numbers, literal numbers, which of course is a little bit skewed. We could have 0.5s here and there. But if we're talking about, we want, again, as a combination, as a duo, 7 or 8s across the board. You know, maybe you can dip on one a little bit. Maybe. But preferably not. You can see why Ten Hag hasn't been able to play the football this season. You can see why Ten Hag has not been able to play the football this season. We have no one excellent in out of possession 3. And how scary is that? That we want to be a high pressing side, yet we do not have a centre-back at the football club who we believe is, we're not even talking about elite here, but excellent at voice crack, at defending high. And we don't have a duo which combines for more than 6. Does this not sum up our problems at centre-back? Does this not sum up our problems at centre-back? Okay, so now, just to move on before we wrap up the stream, because I haven't got long left before I need to go do something. Let's assume Lisandro Martinez is probably going to be our starting centre-back next season, I think. Certainly if Erik ten Hag is at the club, I think he would be. What do we need to put next to him to be 7s and 8s across the board? Because now we can figure out a bit better the profile we want, the profile of player we want a little bit more. So I would argue we want a 3 in the first phase rather than a 2. Granted, the 2 still gets us to 7, but it's a bit one-sided. It's a little bit one-sided, so I would argue we want someone who is good in possession in the first phase. They don't have to be elite, but I think we want someone good. In the second phase, again, I think we want someone who is good, if not excellent, I would argue, because good would get us to a 7. Excellent would get us to an 8. I'd be very happy with that. So again, we're looking for someone who is good to excellent in the first phase, someone who is good to excellent in the next phase, someone who is minimum excellent in box defence in the next category, out of possession 1. They probably need to be a 4 there. And then out of possession 2, we're looking for, again, a 4, if not a 5. So that's the sort of profile I feel that we're looking for. Apologies for the lag there. Thoughts on Bremer? I haven't watched him enough, to be honest. I watched him a couple years ago a little bit, but I haven't watched him enough in recent times. What I would like to maybe do, guys, as a follow-up stream to this, is keep this, and then could we try and find centre-backs which we think rate the numbers we need. So let's just put that into context. I would argue, we need a 3 here probably to make it an 8. We want A 3 here, I think, someone who is good at progressing the ball to give us 7, if not 8. Here we need at least a 4. At least a 4 to get us to that 7 mark. And then here, 4, if not 5. So that's the sort of centre-back profile we need to find. Someone who is good in possession in the first phase. Someone who is good in possession in the next phase. Someone who is excellent out of possession in a deep block, but also someone who is excellent, as a minimum, out of possession in the high press. There's options out there. Would you guys like a sort of follow-up stream at some point? We could do it tomorrow, or we could do it next week, where we find players. You guys can suggest players. Of course, I haven't got the answers to everyone because I haven't watched everyone. But would you guys like a stream where we try and do this and try and find the profiles which tick these boxes? We have to keep in mind that we need someone who is good enough on the ball to not get screwed about Licha. Yeah, so obviously to take this one step further, we've got to think about squad depth. Because we're saying when Lisandro Martinez plays, in the first phase, we have someone who is elite. When he doesn't play, the best we've got is good. Kevin Danzo, Todibo, Diamond. Yeah, they're up there as the options. I think Todibo particularly, you know, in his OOP2, we're talking 4 if not 5. So he would definitely be up there. Danzo, I haven't watched as much, I've got to be honest with you. Don't want to offend you. Diamond, again, someone who ranks well in quite a lot of these. Would you guys like that stream where we do that? I'm still back in my instincts with Kasunu. Yeah, I need to watch him a lot more. Please compare our linked centre-backs first. Yeah, we could do that. We could do that. We could talk about the Todibos, the Branthwaites, whoever else we've been linked with recently. Bremer, for example. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this slightly different idea behind how we've done this. A different approach. Would you guys also like to do this for midfield and, let's say, wingers? Again, trying to figure out where we need to strengthen and improve in the future. Would you guys like to see more of this? That stream would be good. Nice. This video was great. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Like I said, it's something a little bit different. I feel like it's a sort of stream which you just... I don't want to big myself up here. I feel like you won't get this sort of stream anywhere else, really. There's other great channels out there, absolutely. Places which do great content. But in terms of doing a live stream, this sort of input, I'm not sure you get this many other places. So if that's not worth a like and subscribe, I don't know what is. Something a little bit different. Less opinionated, almost. Breaking it down. We need to talk about midfield. We need to talk about that DM position. So yeah, what we could do, say, for midfield is, again, the criteria would be different. But we could go through it all. And, for example, if we find that we have a couple of 4s in possession 2, but a load of 2s in possession 1, we would learn that we need that first phase midfielder. Or, you know, if they rate badly in OOP2, we would know that to complete our midfield, we need that sort of player. The midfield's a little bit more complicated because obviously typically it's made up of 3 rather than 2. So it is a little bit different. But we can do it with midfield. We could do it with wingers if you want. We can do that at some point. This is all stuff we can do, particularly with the international break coming up. I am more than happy to do this. I reckon today's Wednesday, so I reckon tomorrow we do centre-backs again and we talk about targets. I might need some help on Discord for that, by the way, guys. Please. And then maybe next week we'll do 2 streams again, and then we'll do midfielders. One on breaking down our midfield, then another one on who we could sign. I quite like the idea of that, particularly, again, with the international break coming up. So I think that's a pretty good idea. Again, the actual rating system was inspired by Devil's DNA on Twitter. I got his permission to use this sort of system, so check out the link in the description down below. On Discord, we kind of took that model and we adjusted it to suit centre-backs, and this is members in this stream, which is absolutely insane. So thank you so much for the gifted memberships. The support, just mental. Thanks for the likes. We're now on 71 likes, but also, particularly today, the chat has been incredible. There's not been a second where I haven't been reading something in the chat. The support, the engagement in chat, absolutely brilliant, because there was some of these ratings where I was genuinely a little bit unsure, and I'd love to talk about it more, but I just don't have the time. So shout out to you guys. Thank you to you guys, because it's been incredible. Thank you again to everyone who's liked, everyone who has voted in the polls as well. That's been useful. Are we not going to go through Campbell or Shaw? I wanted to. And if you join the Discord, I can give you access to your own version of this document. So you can do it in your own time and send it in a Discord chat. Discord is linked in the description. Feel free to do that. We're not going to go through Campbell and Shaw today, just because I think the sample size is a little bit small with them. Campbell in particular, and Shaw at centre back. So yeah, we'll deal with that another time. Florentino Luis, good player, really good player. But yeah, if I don't see your message the first time, put it like one more time, but don't put it too much. I can't get to everything, unfortunately. But yeah, join the Discord. Join the Discord. The link is in the description. And like I said, in the Discord, there is a link to this page. So you can do this by yourself. You can do this in your own time. You can send me your thoughts, your complete version without the input of everyone else. You can put 0.5s in there, for example, as well if you want. So join the Discord, link in the description, completely free to join as well. Also, to all you new members, if you DM me on Discord, you can get access to exclusive streams where you can actually join a voice chat with me and a few of the other guys and chat like that. So again, I recommend you do it. Check it out. But in terms of today's stream, I feel like we have gone some way to addressing the problems for this man here, and perhaps why maybe, just maybe, we need to be a little bit more sympathetic with him. Who knows? Who knows? In terms of the stream, though, we are finished there. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it. And I'm going to find the off button before I do the outro. Look at that. Yeah, as always, I will see you guys in the next one.